the new Blue Eyes cards is coming to Master Duel very soon. But Master Duel's rendition of the deck will be and seem a lot different. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down everything you need to know about the new Blue Eyes support, as well as what a powerful Blue Eyes version of the deck that could get you to Masters 1 would look like. Let's go ahead and jump on in. What's going on with ya, big dog? And it is an amazing day for Yu-Gi-Oh! I hope that your day phenomenal. But if it isn't, don't let what happened at the beginning of your day ruin the rest of your day. The Blue Eyes deck is going to be really interesting to talk about. And of course, it all starts off with their most powerful monster, Sage with the Eyes of Blue. Now, this card is ridiculously powerful because when it is normal summoned, you can add any level 1 light tuner monster from your deck to your hand. It actually allows you to be able to add powerful cards like Effect Veiler because that card can be discarded to negate your opponent. If you already have combo, it gets you another form of interruption. But a lot of times you're going to be adding Maiden of the White, a new card that is integral to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Strategy that is going to be Blue Eyes. This card allows you to be able to send it from your hand or field to the graveyard to get a True Light from your hand, deck, or graveyard into your spell and trap card zone. If you guys didn't know, the deck really relies on True Light to not only be able to get cards that mention Blue Eyes White Dragon to your side of the field, protect your Blue Eyes White Dragon, but also allows you to be able to special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon to your side of the field. Another thing about Maiden of White is that when a Blue Eyes White Dragon is special summoned, you can bring this card from your graveyard back to your side of the field. Also, if it's targeted, you can special summon one level 1 light spellcaster monster to your side of the field. Let me make sure that it does that because I'm not saying anything. Or one Blue Eyes White Dragon. So this card is integral to everything that is Blue Eyes. The better Eternal Soul, unfortunately, it is the way better Eternal Soul. So Maiden of the White is a really powerful new card that works alongside in tandem with Sage of the Eyes of Blue. Now, what do you do with those level 1 monsters when you summon them to your side of the field? Well, you link summon into the new Spirit of Eyes of Blue. This card requires a level 4 or lower dragon or spellcaster monster. Soon enough, when we get the Primite cards, you'll be able to use those alongside of your other cards to be able to make Spirit. But the unique thing about Spirit is that it allows you to be able to take Mausoleum of White and add it from your deck to your hand or send it to your graveyard. Mausoleum of White has 2 effects that people are not aware of. We know the summoning effect giving you an additional normal summon. The targeting effect is a little bit more niche. It will trigger the effect of Maiden of White to the graveyard as well as get a Blue Eyes White Dragon to your graveyard. But the hidden effect of this card is that you can banish this card to add a burst stream of destruction from your deck to your hand. Let me go ahead and type in burst stream. Do people play burst stream, chat? The answer is no. But if you ever see somebody sending Mausoleum of White to the graveyard, you could potentially get burst stream, which I think would be pretty cool, right? Like a searchable Raigeki is not bad, especially since it says only Blue Eyes White Dragon can't attack. So you might get cooked by this card sooner or later, right? This card's most important effect gives you an additional normal summon. So the normal play line is to normal summon Sage. Sage can then add Maiden of the White. You can then actually turn your Sage into a Spirit of Eyes of Blue and normal summon your Maiden of White. If you already have a Blue Eyes card into your graveyard, you could use the Mausoleum to target your Maiden, and then Maiden can special summon Blue Eyes to your side of the field. Or if you have a way to get rid of Spirit of Eyes of Blue because it locks you to only summoning dragon monsters while it is on the field, you can special summon back Sage to your side of the field. So this card does have some pretty niche effects that actually make the combo a lot stronger when you can take full advantage. Another alternative that you can get is Buster Whelp, the Destruction Swordsman. This card is not only a target for Sage of the Eyes of Blue, you can also use it to normal summon with Mausoleum of the White. Thank you so much for the follow. And what Buster Whelp does is that it allows you to get a Destruction Sword card. Now, we'll talk about the Destruction Sword cards a little bit later, and I will be showing a deck list at the end of this video, like a little prototype of what you could be playing. But just know that this card is another level 1 Dragon Tuner monster that can be searchable and summoned to get you into another lock to prevent your opponent from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Next, we're going to talk about Wishes for the Eyes of Blue. This card's pretty crazy. At the cost of discarding a card, you get to add one level 1 Light Tuner. So keep in mind, that's Effect Veiler, that's Maiden, that's Sage, that's Buster Whelp if you're playing it. You get that to your deck to your hand, but you also have to get a spell or trap card that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon to your hand. Its other effect also allows you to be able to banish itself to equip a Blue Eyes monster from your extra deck as an equipped spell card. I don't play a ton of Blue Eyes fusion monsters, right? But there are actually a few lines where you can summon some really, really powerful monsters. Like, for example, if you're equipping Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon and you just so happen to be able to play Blue Eyes Chaos Max in your deck, you can actually summon Dragon Master Magia to your side of the field by using your Ultimate Spirit, which is searchable through your Wishes the Eyes of Blue. You can fuse your Blue Eyes Chaos Max, and you can fuse your Ultimate Dragon that your Wishes of the Eyes of Blue equip to the graveyard to be able to summon a Dragon Master Magia. I strongly suggest that you guys check out the duel challenges that I've done on my main channel to get you a little bit up to speed with Blue Eyes. There were some mistakes made in the very first one, and in the second one, it's a little bit more of a smooth gameplay, but it's going to show you the power of this deck, whether you decide to go for a more competitive route, or if you decide to go for a more Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon Master Magia build. One thing that I want to say about the Master Duel version of the Blue Eyes deck is that currently there is no correct way to play it. I'm not telling you that the Buster Lock is stronger than the Dragon Master Magia. I'm not even telling you what cards that you should and should not play. I'm just giving you information and telling you the cards that I think that are more optimal to play and giving you a deck list at the end. But Ultimate Fusion is actually a crazy cracked card, being able to fusion summon on your opponent's turn. Oftentimes, the more competitive builds do summon out Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon because this card can reset trap cards and is pretty good at being able to eliminate your opponent's board. I think there's two more spell and trap cards that are mainly played in Blue Eyes. No, unfortunately, one of them isn't Bingo Machine Go, but the card is Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons. This card's pretty new too. It allows you to be able to special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your deck, graveyard, or banishment, right? It can get any Blue Eyes White Dragon, but if you control no Blue Eyes White Dragons, you can only summon Blue Eyes White Dragon. So keep in mind, if you already have Blue Eyes, you can get into some of your other Blue Eyes White Dragon type cards, but if you don't have it, you got to go into Blue Eyes. The other effect is that it allows you to be able to banish this card from the graveyard to fusion summon. You're not typically going to be using that effect, but it can come up. Another card that I want to talk to you guys about is Majesties of the White Dragons. This card's actually fairly strong. This card allows you to show up to 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons from your hand face up on your monster zone or in your graveyard to destroy an equal number of cards that your opponent controls. Also, if you guys are playing Blue Eyes Chaos Max, this card can banish itself to be able to ritual summon. So it means that if you are playing the Magia line, getting your Blue Eyes Chaos Max to your hand isn't like the worst thing ever because this card can ritual summon for you. I think that these cards are really useful, and these Blue Eyes cards are kind of mandatory to play inside of the deck because Wishes for the Eyes of Blue requires you to search a spell card that mentions, or a spell or trap card that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon. You can't just search cards like Buster Whelp with this card, right? And it makes the deck really, really crazy. There's a couple of cards that I want to talk to you about lastly. Blue Eyes Jet Dragon is one of them. I think Blue Eyes Jet Dragon was one of the best designed Yu-Gi-Oh cards in all of history. And it's simply because this card is amazing. Other cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. When your opponent destroys or you destroy a card, when a card is destroyed, period, you can summon Jet Dragon to your side of the field. If it battles during the damage step, which is really hard to stop, you can return a card on the field to the hand. This card is a monster that keeps on summoning itself back, applies so much pressure in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, and can get rid of some of the best threats in the game without your opponent being able to summon or use their effects. The only drawback is that you needed Blue Eyes White Dragon in your graveyard to be able to use his effects, which is a lot easier with this deck, considering that it is a Blue Eyes deck. Now, the extra deck cards. We've already talked about Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon, and we've already talked about Spirit with the Eyes of Blue. Let's talk about Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. This card, it requires a Blue Eyes monster and also a tuner. The best thing about this is that if you're playing against a pendulum deck, then your opponent won't be able to summon a ton of pendulums. You can also negate the activation of a card effect that activates in the graveyard. This is a hidden effect that not a lot of people know about. Yes, it can stop powerful cards like Fiendsmith Engraver, but more importantly, what's really sneaky is that True Light has an effect that if it's removed from the field and sent to your graveyard, it destroys all of the cards on your side of the field. Coincidentally, we have protection from it with our own Blue-Eye Spirit Dragon. You guys are hearing me correct. You can use Blue-Eye Spirit Dragon to stop True Light's effect from destroying all of your monsters on the field. That can be very, very important for this deck. This deck also has another effect that allows you to tribute this Synchro Summon card. Keep in mind I said Synchro Summoned card. To be able to special summon one Light Dragon Synchro monster from your extra deck into defense position. Oftentimes, people were using that effect to be able to summon out Azure Eyes, which, let me go ahead and show you this card. This was like way back in the day. So this card, not good. Then other times people were using it to be able to summon out Stardust Spark Dragon. These were way, way, way back in the day. These cards are not as strong anymore. The main target for this card probably should be your Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon, the new card that also comes out. It says your opponent cannot banish your cards from your graveyard, which means no Cold by the Graves, no DD Crows, no none of that. You are completely protected when Spirit Dragon is on the field, right? The next effect is that when a card or effect is activated on the field, you can negate the activation, destroy that card, and give this card 1000 attack. If it's ever destroyed by battle or card effect, including the effect of Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, it allows you to be able to special summon one Light Dragon monster from your graveyard. So it can special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon, it can special summon Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, but it also gives you access to any Light Dragon monster in your graveyard. I'm not going to tell you what to do with that. You should already know. Some other cards that players are summoning with this card, because keep in mind, Blue Eye Spirit Dragon can summon Light Dragons, is that they're actually summoning Crimson Dragon to their side of the field. The big thing about Crimson Dragon is that you can use Crimson Dragon to target Blue Eye's Ultimate Spirit Dragon to return itself to the extra deck since it's a 12 to be able to summon out a myriad of cards. There's Stardust Divine Cypher Dragon. This guy, it's crazy, crazy strong. And then there's the old but gold. There's the Cosmic Blazar Dragon. Let me just type in Blazar. Pretty strong. You guys should already know this from Centurion. Overall, though, regardless of what you do with this deck, it's going to be crazy. And me to show you guys the deck list that I whipped up really quick. Something that you should consider playing for your Blue Eyes deck. Here we go. Let's go ahead and jump on in. Boom. All right. So the best thing about this deck is that you can play a ton of hand traps. Look, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, effortlessly. I put 14 hand traps in this deck. It should be 15, actually, now that I think about it. But I put 14 hand traps in this deck effortlessly, alongside of Call by the Grave and Crossout Designator. No worries, right? I also was able to fit in the full engine plus the Buster engine. No worries. Very, very easily. This deck has a lot of space for you to be able to play what you want, how you want, and when you want it. Now, the extra deck could include Cosmic Blazar Dragon and the Crimson Dragon, but personally, I don't think that they're necessary to be able to play this deck. It does make the Master Duel version of this deck a little bit stronger, considering that Omni Negation are still hard to come by, despite Baron and Borreload Savage Dragon not being banned, but it does take up more space. Overall, though, I really hope you guys enjoyed the masterclass for Blue Eyes White Dragon coming into Master Duel very soon. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, you already know what to do. Go ahead and check out these videos so I can catch you on the next one.